So I'm sitting here holding a digital camera in my hands and also telling you that you shouldn't purchase a digital camera in 2024 and onwards. Why is that? Why did I purchase this camera? In this video, I'll share a few reasons why I honestly believe that most people shouldn't buy a digital camera. And I will also share with you my personal story and why I decided to purchase this digital camera. And finally, at the end of this video, I will also share a few actionable tips that will help you decide whether you should purchase a digital camera. A couple of months ago, I came across an article on Reddit that mentioned that almost 60% of people who purchase a digital camera end up putting it somewhere on the shelf or in their drawer after about a month or two and forgetting about that digital camera for good. So this statistic didn't really surprise me, and because it kind of goes in line with my personal observations. So for instance, my dad has purchased a digital camera a couple of years ago. After he purchased that camera, he was really excited to learn everything about photography. He asked me many questions about what aperture setting I need to set in particular situations, what kind of shutter speed settings I need to set in particular situations, and so forth. And he was also taking quite a few photos of different flowers, of portraits of my mother, and things in general. And he also shared all of those photos with me, and I was really excited about this because photography to me is something that I really love. And it was a fascinating time for me because I wanted my dad to pursue this hobby so that we, would have a lot more to discuss and maybe share photos together and maybe go for photo walks together or something like that. In about a month or two, I've noticed that my dad stopped asking me any questions about photography. He also stopped sharing any photos with me, and so up to this day, he isn't really using his camera. So this is exactly the thing that happens to a lot of people who purchase digital cameras. They simply end up putting it somewhere, and not using them. And the reason why this is happening is because in order to take amazing photos with the camera, you need to put in some time and some work to learn the basics about photography, to learn about exposure triangle, to learn about composition, to learn about lighting and things like that. Because unless you know all of this stuff, it is quite unlikely that your photos will look any better than those that you take with your iPhone or any other phone that you use. Because, for example, iPhone is using an artificial intelligence and some kind of software to make your photos look better than they are. And it doesn't take any effort for you to pick up your phone, to simply open a camera application and snap a few photos here and there. You don't need to set any settings such as aperture, shutter speed, ISO. Also, you don't really need to carry around any camera with you, and because you always have your iPhone or other phone by your side, and you can always take photos. So this is the reason why most people end up, forgetting about that camera after they purchase it. Why did I purchase this camera and two other cameras that I have? So one day after work, I came home and I started watching YouTube, and I came across one video of the guy who showed some photos that he took of his son and daughter and his family in general. And I think he was using Fujifilm X-T3 or something like that. And I really liked the photos that he showed in the video. I really liked the camera that he was using. The overall vibe that was in that video was something that resonated with me on a really high level. And I decided that, I really want to purchase this type of camera. I really want to learn how to take amazing photos and share them with my friends and on social media. It would be so much fun. This is amazing hobby. And so after a while, my son Nikita was born, and at that moment in time, I decided that's it. I'm going to purchase a professional digital camera to capture photos of my son, of his childhood, record videos as well and things like that. So I've purchased a Sony A7 Mark III, and I started to learn photography. I've started to, watch hundreds of videos on YouTube. I've purchased photography books, and I really took it seriously because I knew that I wanted to achieve some level of success with this hobby. I wanted to be able to capture the type of photos that I saw in that YouTube video a while ago. And so, yeah, long story short, it took me probably about, I don't know, maybe half a year or something like that to really grasp the fundamentals of photography. I'm not saying that after half a year I was taking amazing photos. No, the photos were quite generic. I mean, some portrait photos, some photos of my son, some photos of, different objects. So I really fell in love with photography, and I've purchased a number of other cameras after that. For instance, this Fujifilm X100V or version 5. So yeah, anyway, that's the story, and this is the reason why I have decided to purchase a digital camera and why I personally love photography so much. So how can you decide whether you need to purchase a digital camera? So one really good tip that I can share with you is to simply ask around, ask your family members or maybe your friends if anyone has a digital camera already. And if they do, ask them if you can borrow it for like a week or two or maybe a month, and try to explore photography. Try to, take the camera, go outside, take some photos, take some portrait photos, take some macro photos of different flowers, take some, I don't know, street photography, architecture photography, you name it. And see whether you feel inspired, whether you want to learn about it, whether you want to, come home, switch on YouTube and, watch videos about aperture, shutter speed, ISO, and composition, and lighting, and color theory, and things like that. If this will, be interesting for you, that's a really good sign that you can purchase a camera and this hobby is going to stick with you. I really hope that this video was interesting to you and inspiring in some way. And yeah, thank you for watching it, and I'll see you in the next video.